Hey everybody, Everyman prepping here, and we have some breaking news. As you might have heard already, or if you haven't, Biden has dropped out of the presidential race for 2024. As of yesterday, Saturday, he was saying, "I'm fully in. We're in for the long haul. I'm not backing out." But 1:45 Eastern time, he announced it on X. Even didn't tell his aides. A lot of his aides are, putting out that they didn't hear about it until they saw his post on X that he is out of the race. He's dropping out. He thinks it's the best for the country and the Democrats that if he just gets out. So, Democratic Party in turmoil now. What do they do? Who's going to be their candidate? Is it going to be Kamala, Vice President taking over? Is it going to be Hillary? Is it going to be Michelle Obama? Are they coming? Is it going to be someone else? Is it going to be Newsom? Probably not Newsom. He's pretty much not liked anywhere else but in California. But huge turmoil on the Democratic side. They still have over a month. Things like end of August 29th or so, that they have the convention. So they have a month to bicker back and forth about who's going to be their nominee, and they probably won't be decided until they're at that convention. So we have not only do we have a month of not knowing who Trump's going to be going up against, but we're basically in a lame duck period right now. Think about this, and I want to talk about that more in a little bit, but we're in a lame duck status now with the presidency. But first, let's talk about this. So Biden announces, before he put out, "I'm not getting out of this race. The only way I'm getting out is for a medical condition." Then about, 12 hours later, he has COVID. He has to go skip his Nevada, Las Vegas speech and go to Delaware. And then today, I posted earlier, a lot of people have posted the same thing. We thought it would happen this weekend. He comes out after saying last night, just full in, that he's stepping out. Now, he doesn't say he's stepping out for a medical reason, because if he did that, people are going to say, well, you need to, just get if you're not fit to be running for election because of medical, what are you doing being the president? And that's already coming out. The House Speaker already came out and said, hey, you need to step down as the president, because obviously if you can't be, a candidate, you can't run this country. We'll talk more about that in a minute also. But so he comes out and he says, "I'm done, I'm out, it's best." And then first he didn't endorse anybody. And then a few hours later that he threw his support towards Kamala. So Kamala is his guy. The Vice President Kamala Harris is who he is endorsing. Hillary Clinton, everybody thought this is her chance. She's back in. But no, her and Bill put a statement out on X also saying, we support Kamala. So Hillary, as of now, I don't know if I trust it. I still think she wants the power. She's saying she's behind Kamala. Who knows what will happen in the next month? What about Obama? Michelle Mike Obama, is she going to throw her hat in the ring? Right now, people think she's running PR for Kamala. So she's going to be the behind the scenes, maybe pulling the strings, another puppet regime. So, then you got Kennedy out there saying, hey, we need to have an open convention and let the delegates decide who they want to elect. Maybe it'll be him. So there's going to be a lot of turmoil on that on the home side, on the home front. Basically, it seems to me, the takeout event for Trump didn't work. That failed. So that was probably the only chance the powers that be, thought that Biden had, was if Trump wasn't around, Biden could probably get elected. That failed. Trump more popular than ever, has a ton of momentum. So they're like, we got to kind of get rid of Biden now. And so who knows what backroom deals were made to get Biden to finally say he's backing down. Who knows? I'm sure there were some. That's speculation on my part, but I got to feel there were some backroom deals made for that. Also for why he endorsed Kamala. He had about $240 million in his war chest for the campaign. If it went to another candidate besides Kamala, because she was already on the ticket, part of the campaign, what happens to that money? Can anybody use it? What are the legalities? They don't know. But if she's the nominee, she can have access to a lot of money. Might be why they're pushing it. George Soros, him and his sons, they both have come out supporting Kamala. Said it's time to get behind her. This is only about 2 weeks before he said we got to do Biden. So we know where the Soros family is and what they're pushing. They're pushing for Kamala now to be the person. Trump, of course, he responded already saying, well, she'll be easier to beat than Biden. This will be no problem. I know Kamala grates a lot of people the wrong way about how she got, to the position she's in, starting with Jerry Brown in California, and how she kind of worked her way up the ladder. Maybe let's not say through her abilities on the educational, her wits, through other abilities she had. She made her way up to the top, and now she could be a president of the United States. I'm sure they're also going for the fact of, black woman, also Indian, but let's call it a black woman. And, a woman, in fact, we need to have one of those. So all you white people out there, you'll be racist and misogynistic. If you don't vote for a woman, vote for a black woman for president. So I'm sure they're banking on that also. So we shall see. So that's what's going on, election side stuff to think about. Now let's think about, well, one thing before we move on. So there's certain swing states, I think it's Ohio, Pennsylvania, that Biden's basically on the ballot with Kamala. And the only way to substitute him out would be for those state legislatures to write in whoever the Democrats want. But the problem is those states are controlled by Republican majorities. So they're not going to change that. Kind of why they also have to go with Kamala, because they would lose those swing states and thus automatically lose the election. So it probably will be Kamala, unless there's court decision stuff that says that those states have to put someone else in. I don't know, but I'm leaning that's the way it's going to go. She's just going to step in and they're going to try their best. If it doesn't look good and she doesn't look like she's going to be able to do it, yeah, Trump needs to be careful, because there might be a second attempt to take him out and go that route. But will there be a delay in the election? You ever think about that? Because, they're saying, oh, we don't have time to pick the candidate. We want to fight the candidate we have to be on certain ballots. We don't, there's too much going on. Let's delay it. I wouldn't put anything past them. I wouldn't put anything past them trying to get Trump off the ticket somehow by any means necessary still. So a lot of turmoil going on with that. Now let's think about on the national stage. So the United States was already looking weak, with Biden in there. Medvedev, Putin making fun of Biden and how he can't speak, he stumbles, he's old. That's a known thing. So there's already weakness there. Xi saw weakness in there. Xi had, most people think they had, the goods on Biden and the Biden family. They had something on, whether it be, deals, video, backroom stuff that the Bidens were doing with China, so they can hold that over their head and keep the Bidens down that way. Well, that's not going to work anymore because Biden's not staying. So that's going to be something to look at as well. So on the national stage, with Biden basically being, like I mentioned earlier, a lame duck president. After an election, if the current president's done with his second term or doesn't get reelected, from November, December until January 20th, they called it a lame duck because the legislature is not going to do anything. The president has no power to enforce it the next term. So basically nothing happens. Well, we got 6 months of that now, right? We got the rest of July, August, September, October, November, December, January, where the current sitting president, basically is going to see him as a lame duck. He's not going to be able to do anything. His words hold no weight. Foreign leaders are not going to respect it because they know he's not going to be around. He's basically admitted, without admitting it, that he can't handle the job. So that's a long time for a country basically to have a lame duck president. So who knows what happens to that? But I just want to pose these thoughts out to you so you can think. I'm just kind of spewing my stream of consciousness about thoughts that I have. Love to hear your comments down below with who you think will be the nominee, what do you think this means on the world stage, all this stuff. Just write it down below. But let's think of Russia first of all. If Hillary got in, which doesn't look like she will, she's supporting Kamala, but she wanted a war with Russia. She'll go to war with Russia for sure. So if Putin thinks that there's any chance of Hillary getting in, do they finish up Ukraine? Do they go hard at Ukraine now for the next 6 months to finish what they want before that happens? If they think Trump's going in, maybe they think they can secure what they've already had and they'll just delay until they see if Trump gets elected. But that's a big if. So we don't know what Russia's going to do. China, we talked about this. If they don't hold power over Biden anymore because he's out anyway, does China go for broke now on Taiwan? Because they don't know if Trump gets in, and J.D. Vance is already talking about having to, even though they say Taiwan needs to pay for their defense, but they've already said, they got to, keep China out of Taiwan. If it's someone like Kamala or Hillary or someone, they're very favorable to Taiwan. So is this, in this time of turmoil and lame duck period, does China go for broke now? Could be a possibility. Iran, let's talk about them in the Middle East, and they got Yemen there now, and Israel and what's going on there. Kamala, she basically supports Palestinians. Thought, I think she's even, I don't say protested with them, but, have written posts about support of them on the campuses. She's very favorable, can be seen as anti-Israel. So if she's going to be the nominee, what does Israel do right now? Does Israel go full-blown war on Iran and Yemen and Hezbollah? Do they say, this is our time, we better nuke them now, take out those nuke sites because we're not going to have the support of Kamala before? So do they try to start a gigantic war over there? So it's already started before she gets in there and can't stop it. That's going to be a lot of turmoil. We already know, with what Israel did to Yemen, and Yemen's going to probably do back with Hezbollah and all that. 6 months is a long time. It's a long time. It's not a long time. Things pass, but it's a long time where, countries can decide they need to finish what they started or start something new before the United States has a set leader. With Trump, he'll probably go to war. I know he talks about no wars, but he will go to war with Iran. He will bomb them. J.D. Vance is on his side. So if Iran thinks Trump's coming in, maybe they do something now against Israel before that happens, before the U.S. backing, while they're in a weakened state. Next 6 months is going to be very crucial as we have no leadership really. And other countries will see that. North Korea, they might start firing up and doing stuff because they think this is their chance to get in before either Trump or anybody else. So on the world stage, we're very weak right now. So we just got to, it's going to be very interesting times. We got to see what's going to happen. It's going to be a month or so before the convention, like I said. So there's really a month of infighting between the Democrats. There's the lame duck aspect of the President Biden, the world stage, everything going on. So yeah, you need to be ready at all times now. Things can change rapidly at a moment's notice now. There's times where when one country sees another country at its weakness, they might take advantage of this. There might be a lot of countries taking advantage of this. Like I just read them off: Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, countries in Africa. Who knows? There could be a lot of stuff taken advantage of. Because there's a split Senate and House, the Senate Democrat-controlled, House Republican, I can't see them jamming through a ton of legislation that the Biden will just sign off on because he's on the way out because the House probably stopped a lot of that, so I don't think we have to worry about that. Will there be a ton of pardons going on by Biden? Yeah. Will there be a ton of executive orders for crazy things? He might try, who knows? But it's ramping up now. So I just want to give you my stream of thoughts on all that. Like I said before, I'd love to hear what you have. Write it down below in the comments. While you're down there, hit that like, subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. Share this video with other people because we're in some troubling waters now, more than before, with him dropping out and so early with the 6 months to go until the next president is sworn in. You need to be on top of your game. You need to keep doing what you're doing, keep your preps up, always have your head on your shoulder, ear to the ground, and get ready for anything that can happen. Like this, the CrowdStrike thing that happened, took out, computers nationwide. People forgot about that, but that's bigger than you think. That easily took out so much stuff. Maybe some foreign actors, other nefarious hackers. Maybe it's time to try something now too while there's no leadership. Who knows? That's all I have for you. Hope you got something out of this. Love to hear your comments below. And until next time, keep your ear to the ground, head on a swivel.